Right, hello guys. Welcome to Friday night, 8:30 p.m. That can only mean one thing. It's PRF1. We're on round 13 of the season at Australia, mate. In my best Australian accent. Could you tell that was Australian or did it sound Welsh? I don't know. Or neither. Just a really bad Bristolian saying, trying to do an Australian accent. Um, in a way. Yeah, so we're for round 13 of the season and off. Just waiting for the ready up call to come. Australia, I think the trialists in tonight, which is always good. League expanding. Not sure why we've only got 14 though. That's the. I know there's been a late pullout. Saw that in the chat, but this is very unusual. Ready up is going. I do know there's at least one joining late in quali though. So I just saw a message go out in the chat actually. Yeah, so there's messages going out. Aiden, Potty, Robbie Snipes, Hunley, Greza. Quality starts now. Where are you? Well, I guess they got the late for Quali 1 to get involved. I didn't think Greza was racing anyway, so unless he changed his mind. And one of the others said that something came up like last minute. It's come up last minute and he can't drive. So Potty, I think that was. So as it stands, then we've got 14 on the grid right this second. We got obviously Q1. That does mean nobody will actually be eliminated, but also Q1 will give a little bit of a chance for a practice and for any latecomers to join. And although it says 15 on the left there, it is actually 14. If you notice, P2 is missing. So there we go. There's Boulange, so he was one of the ones that said he was going to be late, I believe. So, but he's in. So, just waiting for someone to come out at the moment. Here, obviously got. I'll keep saying it with these tracks, but obviously we've got the new layout this season. I suppose it's going to be new all season, but keep saying about it. But obviously, I'm guessing we've all done a couple of races around here at least by now. So, in a way, Dark Lord is first out on track, so we'll stick with him. So, it's working out. Adukan is one of our trialists tonight. I'm not sure who the other one is. It's right at the top there. It's one of the FGE guys. FGE WMHM. Shout out to FGE, by the way. Sort of partnered with them at the moment, and fantastic league. So, if anybody would like to get involved in FGE or PRF1, please get in contact. You can contact me, Master Spread, Greza, pretty much anyone to be honest. I'll put you in touch with the right people. So Doesn't really matter who you contact. They'll get you to where you need to be in a way. Dark Lord with this futuristic McLaren livery on. It's come with the update. I'd say looks pretty cool. Seems a bit more black involved in this livery than the previous. So I don't know whether it's just a temporary one. I've not really kept up with the real life racing this season, so I don't know if this is just a temporary livery they're using or whether it's going to take over. But it definitely looks better. I like the pink on the black as well. That looks cool. So through this corner, one of the slight changes to the track. We will do a hilly halt lap in a bit, so we'll go through the whole track, including all the changes at some point. We are up to 15 now, so not sure who the joiner was, unless it was Boulange. I'm not too short. But here comes Dark Lord then to get the first time on the board, and it's 1 minute 19.942. Adukan, I hope Adukan joins the chat, because I'm not exactly sure how to say his name, but it really seems familiar to what Ken and Ryu say in Street Fighter. Adukan! And if it ain't that, I don't know what it is, but that's what it sounds like to me, or looks like. FG then, 120.7. See who else we got. It's a Red Bull coming round. Is that Dark Mark? I don't know, because I can't find him. How can I have gone through everybody twice and still not find him? Oh well, let's just stick with Atkins. I'll see who comes across the line. It looks like it was Dark Mark though, 29.8. So didn't get a proper lap in. Gumba 22.7. Teammate Boulange 35.9, so also not a proper lap. Atkins is invalidated at the end of his lap, and we're back to the McLarens. So that's the first attempts at runs done. Let's go to Dark Mark, because may well be going again. He is indeed. So it looks like whatever went wrong with his lap probably went wrong in Sector 1, as one of our reserves is joining, Hunley, or Hunty. Nice to have you with us. Used to drive with us when we were just on Facebook, but just rejoined recently. So I'll be looking to do a hilly halt lap once we've got a properly competitive lap going on, rather than at the moment they could just sort of dawdle around because they're guaranteed through, although Hunty does get us up to 16, so there would be one leaving us. Don't think anybody's got any quali bands, so 119.2 for Dark Mark, much better. Boulange went round to the pits, Gumba's off. May have been getting out someone's way there rather than actually going off himself, I'm not sure. It's Fatal that came past, and he is going towards the line. So Fatal over the line, and it's 21.6, so improves with 7 attempts. As you can see, still on 100% energy, so didn't use his energy on that one. Taz is out there. Can Gritas do? Here's Gritas in there. I keep calling Taz. He's never said anything about being called Taz. I quite like the name Taz. He spun it out of the final corner anyway. Plenty of room, no cars coming round, so we can just get going again. So Gritas, or I'm going to keep calling him Taz because it reminds me of the Tasmanian Devil. It's a cartoon from when I was a little kid. Tasmania, Tasmania, we need you. That one. There'll be some people old enough to know what I'm talking about. There'll be others that are like, what? Dre. Yeah, he is going through the final corner. Across the line. I think that means he's starting a lap. But, Atkins on his second attempt managed at 119.7. Much better from him. Obviously, Taz's next lap's going to be slow as well because he wouldn't have been up to anything like the proper speed across the line. The Red Bull runs very wide. Actually surprised he got away without invalidating on that one. So he's improving. The track map showing us that he's actually purple in sector 1. Comes down towards the end of sector 2. And it's still up at the moment. Into the penultimate corner. Oh, he's a little bit on this. That out of the penultimate corner, out of the final corner. And I was just about to say, you got to be careful on traction out of these corners. And out of qualifying goes Dre as he smashes the wall, and he will be kicking himself. He was guaranteed through, so he didn't need to be out there setting a lap. I don't think for a second he was ever going to be in any trouble on the lap that he'd set at 19.4. So just noticed Greza is with us, so he is on track. Fantastic to see him. So hence, yeah, I'm not sure if Greza's on a actual lap or whether he's just doing an out lap for the moment. I think he's on an actual lap, but he's round. And luckily for Greza, he's not out, but you know, he's not damaged the car. But, so Dre out, Dordy Kaka also out. I missed his one, but he's crashed. So we'll take no further part. Dark Lord retired in the pits, so he's fine for Q2. At the moment, only Greza actually needs to put a lap on the board. Everybody else will be through. Greza will need to put a lap on the board. I say that, actually. They all do, because if Greza goes up, having put a lap on the board, you go up the standings, knocking in a moment. Master spread out. So Hansi heads to the line. Looks good. Yep, 19.5 puts him into P4 for the moment. Spreader's on an out lap. Grez across the line. His lap is actually going to count. So 34.1 puts him into P12 and puts Spreader into the only position it will be knocked out in Q1. And it is a case that the guys do need to actually get through here, because Dordy Kaka on 19.6 will remain in that P15 until the lowest time is better than his. So assuming Spreader gets a proper lap on the board, then Taz will drop to P16. He's sat in the pits at the moment. It's a little bit different, you see. If they crashed out having set a time, they'll remain above people that are on a lower time. But if they had been disqualified, they would have gone to the bottom. So, slight difference on those two. As Greza heads out, final corner then, opens up the DRS and heads to the line. 18.8, so only the second driver into the 18s goes P2. Let's quickly go down to Spreader. Just crossed the line, so must have been validated. So, oh, and Robbo Snipes has just got in as well, so we're now up to 17. Still time, just under 6 minutes. Dre and Kaka will be, sorry to say it again, boys, but they'll be absolutely kicking themselves at the moment. Kaka would currently be in P6. Dre would be in P5. Meaning actually that Kaka would be in P7. So Dre would be P5 and Kaka would be P7. And for me, both comfortably through to the next stage. But here comes Spreader then. He's got a clean lap in, finally. 18.9, puts in P3. So, good job, and through. Let's just come down then. Fatal's back out there. Robbo straight out to a lap. So Taz. Taz has got the time, and he can get out and make sure he fuels for 3 laps. He can do. Comes out at the right time, then he can do 2 flying laps essentially, and just in case, basically on the first one something goes wrong and he invalidates or something like that, then he can turn the energy off and go again the following lap. He's got time to do that, but at the moment the time to get through is a 22.0 from Gumba. Who's also sat in the pits at the moment. So, Fatal into the pits. Huntie's back out there. Maybe more of a case of getting a bit of track time in. Back into the pits. Who else? Boulange's on an out lap. Actually, only him and Robbo on track at the moment. So let's go to Robbo, who's on an out lap at the moment. So, he might not be. This might be his hot lap actually. Actually, I know you can look on the left to see if it says out lap or not, but there's been a glitch recently that's been taking that out lap bit off. So, anyway, up to P6 goes Robbo, and he's safely through. Fine lap. Taz is out on an out lap now. Boulange. Blanche out the final corner, but his is an out lap, by the way, so he's coming around. He comes on to start his lap now. Taz is the driver. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. So Taz, at the moment, is definitely on an out lap. Definitely, 100%. He has not completed his out lap yet, but the out lap bit has disappeared from the left-hand side of the screen. So it's just a bit of a glitch. I assume they were going to fix it in the patch on Tuesday, but apparently not. Yes, Mr. Goff. Can I call you Dawdy? Yeah, Dawdy. Well, yeah, I don't know what else to say, mate. You'd currently be sat in P8 and safely through to Q2. It wouldn't be changing that much. And the same with Dre. Dre's done exactly the same thing. But then, to be fair, dry conditions, you're not exactly going out expecting to be flying off track into a wall or anything. But it is a street track, you know. I know it doesn't feel like a street track in the same sense that something like Monaco does, but ultimately it is a street track, so Taz then unfortunately invalidated. That's what's talking about, making sure you got enough fuel So he's going to be able to start another one. Unfortunately, I've got a yellow flag at the moment. There is a car around. It looks like an Alpine. I think that's FGE, who's had a little spin round, but doesn't affect Taz anyway, so... Here we go. Here's the magic lap. Oh dear, Dory. Yeah. As I said, it is a street track, so there's always the risk, I guess. But yeah, I'm with you though. I mean, it just, what else is there to do in Q1, especially when you start Q1 and there's not enough drivers to actually make it a competitive session. Obviously, I know we're up to 17 now, but we weren't at the start. So what's there to do other than put a few practice laps in? Don't even have to be fast laps. It's just finding your braking points and your turning points and all that, etc., really. So it has down through sector 2, but it was sector 3 where the issue occurred, where he span out of the final corner. So somebody has gone up the order, I think. Taz down to the line. 99 puts him in P10 and safe. Boulange rejoins us. FGE is into the pit, so we will be losing one of our trialists in the first session. Goomba heads to the line. The man in trouble is Big D. But Goomba doesn't get through. He misses out by 0.075 to Big D. So Big D through by the skin of his teeth. Sometimes when you got drivers that have crashed out, like Dre and Doherty have here, it can be a bit confusing. But I can confirm then that Goomba and FGE are out of Q1. Obviously, Doherty and Dre will be following them, so we're actually going to have 13 in Q2. It does seem a silly rule, that, to me, doesn't it? I don't know. You got two drivers still with working cars that have been eliminated when there's two that have crashed out. It just seems a bit silly to me that those two get eliminated, but there we go. This is the way it is. I would write to the FIA about it, but I'm sure they get enough crazy letters off of crazy people, so I ain't gonna do it. In a way, into Q2 we go. Adukan is in P1 for session 1. Will he stay that way? I'm not gonna lie, it's so long since I did Australia, I've got absolutely no idea what to expect for a pole time tonight. Big D, that was closer than I thought. I thought the two crashed out would have got 16th and 17th. Yeah, no, it's all a bit confusing sometimes, but the times they had set, Big D was faster than the one you set, so yeah, if Goomba had improved ahead of you, you'd have dropped down to 16th, but he didn't, so it doesn't matter. You are through. Yeah, well, I'm gonna say again, I do think it's a stupid rule. I really do. Actually, was it PRF1 or was it RR? It might have been RRF1. I can't remember, but there was one full qualifying I did where that many people crashed out in Q1. I think it was around here as well, you know. I'm pretty sure it was Australia, but yeah, there's that many people crashed out in Q1 that there was only 10 left for Q2. So everybody was through in a way. They still went out doing laps and somebody, of course, crashed. Started 10th but didn't get a chance to take part in Q3. That was got memorable. I'm sure it was RF1. can't have been PRF1 because we wouldn't be at Australia now if it was PRF1, so it can't have been PRF1. I'm 90% sure it was RRF1. Oh no, it can't have been RRF1 because I was commentating. I don't commentate on that on RRF1, so it was somewhere else, wherever it was. It was funny. WRL, that seems to ring a bell to me. Wheel spin racing. Most handsome man, says Gutted. Let myself enough time and just overcooked it. I don't know who the most handsome man is. Who are you, most handsome man? I'm not talking to myself, so who are you? So Greza out first. He's got a car ahead of him. So as you can see, is a Williams, but oh, Greza's round. Oh, just quickly switched it then. He's lost his front wing, but luckily his wheels have stayed on. Oh, careful, Greza. I think it goes actually. I think. I don't want to put people off though if they're starting hot laps. Oh, just give the rear wing a little smash as well, just to even it out a little bit. It's sorry. Let's go to Aducan then. He's invalidated, so now I'm completely lost. Who's next? Hunty, are you on a proper lap? I think so. Hunty. To the final corner. It's a line and 119.9 to get us started then. This is Robbo heading for the line. So Dark Lord managed a 19.8, Robbo 19.2, Spreader 19.1, Big D there 18.9. So that shows how quick he actually is and how close he was to dropping out of Q1. Defiance heads to the line 120.5. Chance has lost his front wing, then he smacked then he smacked the wall on the pit entry. Oh dear. At least he'd already lost his front wing, so he couldn't lose it again. Aducan coming around to finish his second attempt then after invalidating the first. Opens up the DRS, heads to the line. 118.4, so he goes faster than he managed to Q1. And is some sort of authority on this at the moment. I don't think for a second we've seen the fastest times from others on the grid, but something tells me we haven't seen the fastest from him either. I don't know why, I've never seen him race before, but I just got a feeling. So let's come down to Ollie. Atkins is on his way to the line actually. Yeah, Atkins goes into P9, 21.1. Stick with Ollie. Head to the line, and a 19.4 it is. So in P6 for the moment. So yeah, Atkins 4 attempts up through sets of 1, so it looks like he's having another go. So, no, down now. And the end of sets of 2. Less than a tenth down mine, so it's not very much, but that's obviously a huge loss of time, being 4.5 attempts up. Your FGE. Yes, handsome man, thank you. Yeah. Good night. Oh yeah, I see WHAM, okay. WMHAM. Oh god, I can't even say it. Yeah, alright then. Let's call you handsome. You're right, handsome. Chris is having severe problems with this setup. I just see Taz has left the session. Oh, Taz, that could be a nightmare. How do we get you back in? Because you're on... None of my friends show up on my bloody thing. Look, nothing there. What is that? Why does it do that? I don't know. I can't invite you, Taz. We're going to need someone else. I will. I'll get it. Anybody out there might be able to invite Taz back in. I saw him just... He's been kicked and I can't invite him. Grez is invalidated, so his struggles with the setup continue. So Hunty down for the line. 118.7 puts him in P2. Nice lap from Hunty. I think that'll be enough to get through. So I think Fatal on an out lap. Greza start again. Yeah, so I think he's going again. So yeah, so Taz, I can't invite you, bud. Tag tag spreader Reza. Tag anyone you can that's on the grid, buddy. Spreader, Greza. Anybody else? I might be able to do it for you. Greza's gone into P9. At the moment, Spreader's in the pit, so we might see it. Start Mark into the pits. Anybody else actually having a go here? So let me just go into Greza's Spreader a second. So as I just sent Spreader a message on Xbox as well to ask. Right, back with Ollie then. Looking pretty good at the moment from Ollie. Let's see what he's like going through sector 2. Yeah, 3 attempts up. As Hunty retires from the session in the pits. And yeah, I'm in agreement with him. I think he's done enough. I don't think he needs to be out there anymore. There's Taz. Excellent. Taz, if you're very, very quick at getting back into your car, you might just about get out again. Oh, Ollie has spun in the final corner. Went on for an improvement. Yeah, spin it round now, Ollie. You've got plenty of room. So Fatal, I believe, on an outlap. And Robbo on an outlap. Right, I'll keep an eye on it, and I'll go to Robbo to do a hilly hot lap in just a moment. A few more drivers retire in the pits. So Big D and Spreader. Big D's safe this time, and I think Spreader is. Dark Lord into the pits. Right, let's go to Robbo then. So we'll do a hilly hot lap with Robbo. Let's go on board. And I still do the session. So here we go then. So you'll have DRS open heading down to turns 1 and 2. Use the curb as much as you can, but don't invalidate whatever you do. Open DRS up again, head down to turn 3, which is essentially a hairpin, but don't really act like one. And cruise through turn 4, all about getting on power on the exit. Commit to the right-hander, stay full power, head down, light on the brakes. You can take loads of curb here, all about being able to get on the power again on the exit. Now we're heading to the new section where it's just basically a straight. It leads all the way down to the chicane. There used to be another chicane. So that one gotten rid of, supposed to aid in overtaking for this track. The chicane, well, really difficult corner, particularly to do lap after lap. DRS open again once more. We head down to another new part of the track. So corner's always been there, but it's different. You used to take curb on the inside, now you don't want to touch it. Through the right hander into the penultimate corner and heavy braking. Be careful on exit into the final corner. You're basically accelerating through it. Take the straight on the speed onto the straight, and you improve by quarter of a second and go P5 in a Haas. Nice lap from Robbo, just consolidating, I think. 189. Lunge cruising. So we've definitely lost Dark Lord, we've definitely lost Taz. So it doesn't look like Taz got onto a lap, I'm not sure. Fatal is cruising as well, so I think we've lost Fatal. So it's going to be Dark Lord, Fatal Defiance and Taz leaving us in Q2. Through then is Ollie Champ, Dark Mark, Boulange, Master Spread, Atkins, Robbo Snipes, Big D, Hunty, Greza and Adukan. So nice and tight at the moment. And we know Spreader will have a lot more in this 19-1, so he's one that's going to go up on that time. I'm convinced Boulange will as well, and I'm not 99% sure about that. I think Dark Mark's probably got more in him. I really don't know about Ollie. He's a new driver for me. And on his day, Dark Lord's capable of putting him much better than that, I think. So, oh no, sorry, Dark Lord's out, so Ollie, the last one. So I do think it's going to be a tight Q3. We're just waiting for Ollie to be pushed into the pits garage, by the way. Yeah, Taz, if you're listening, I can't invite you, buddy. It's not because you're not added. You are added on mine, but when I go in to invite people, nobody's there. SRF1 League, hi. Thank you for joining. Very good of you to be here. Big deal, I feel safe for this round. Yeah, I think you were, buddy, somehow. There in P4 in the end. But a Dukan, again, fastest in the session. He's looking good, I think, for a pole. But we'll see. As I say, you can guarantee Spreader's got a lot more in him than 19-1. And Greza's always up there somewhere. So I don't think it's going to be an easy pole for Adukan, but I think he's got it in him by the looks of it. Let's just, if I've got time, just quickly get onto instance. It just about appeared, so I should have him. Right, into Q3 we go. I'm going to quickly nip and grab myself another coffee out my pot. It's always interesting when you got new drivers on track. And I do count certainly showing very good pace. Ollie into the top 10 as well. Ollie, I wanted to have a chat with you. I don't know if you're listening, but I will want to have a chat with you. Perhaps after the race or something. Right then, I'm back and actually in front of telly, so who we got then? Well, we got a Red Bull and a Ferrari very close on track, so Dartmart and Boulange. They are the first two out laps. Oh well, looks like tonight's going to be hard work, says Fatal. Well, Australia always is, isn't it? I don't think it's ever an easy one round there. Well, it's been one I do pretty well in time trial, Fatal, but although I do well in time trial, I'm awful at it in a race. I don't spin or anything like that. It's not that. I just seem to lose pace in a race. So, anyway, Dartmark onto a lap. I still haven't done my hilly hot lap. No, I have. I did do my hilly hot lap in Q2. But it's going to be Dartmark then that sets the target. So from what we've seen from Adukan, we're certainly looking at a low 18 for pole. It depends how much he's got left in the tank, I think. We might see high 17, but I think low 18 probably the most likely. Yeah, they are handsome, but I do agree with you. Yeah, there's plenty of drivers out there that actually don't fare very well in qualifying. They you know, in time trial and stuff like that. 1:18.7 for Dark Marks, so said he had a lot more in him, and he's proven it there. Robbo 1:19.1. Adukan straight into the 17.958. Very, very strong lap. See what Spreader can do. I'll just let the laps finish, Hanson, and then I'll come back to you. 1:18.4 for P2, then for Spreader. Big D 1:18.5. Very nice laps indeed. Ollie unfortunately didn't get a proper run in. Boulange is actually early in his lap. That was all a bit confusing. It looks like Boulange is invalidated. Greza, okay, yeah, he's coming to the end of his lap. To the line. I've not got the details up, have I? Forgive me. 1:18.3 from Greza puts him into P2 ahead of Spreader. Atkins early in his lap. Hunty, where's Hunty? Also early in his lap, so Lee further. Might have some extra attempts going on here. See what Ollie does. No, he's into the pits. Okay. So let's go to Hunty. And Boulange went through again, so he's having another attempt. Oh, Hunty! He saved that pretty well. And 1:18.7. Can you believe 1:18.7? He's P6. Atkins into the pits. Okay, so Greza will be going into the pits, I'm sure, but just keep an eye on him. Yeah, he must be. He's not going to make the line in that time, so let's just go down to Boulange then. Oh, no, Boulange is invalidated again. So, there we go. Anyway, Hanson, yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure it's the same for you. I certainly know some drivers that really do struggle in either time trial or qualifying, but they're completely different when it comes to a race. They're not flying from the back to win a race, but they constantly score points, whereas they can't get through Q2 in qualifying at all, and sometimes they don't get through Q1, but they continuously score points, even if it is only a top 10 score points. I've had it a few times where I think my setup is the Donny, but then a race it's Tosh. Yeah. Certainly. I always, you know, if I'm building up and I'm doing a proper practice in a lead up to a race, and so I start out on TT first, and then I move away from that and do the Grand Prix practices or short quali practices, that sort of thing, just to make sure it feels good in that as well. The thing is as well, I do a weekly realistic race where I'm in a Williams, so I also have to do a bit different for that because it's horrendous driving that thing. But you know, I signed up to it. So there we go. So anyway, Ollie is going to be next over the line. The beauty of race is having the right strat, definitely. Hopefully, good luck. Yeah, don't forget in PRF1 it is the top 15 score points in PRF1 this season. Never used to be before, it's always been top 10, but this season it is top 15, so good luck. Sorry, champ. On his second run. See, 23.5 on the first, so he didn't get a proper lap in. So I think it's probably why he's out reasonably early for a second run, just in case anything sort of goes wrong. And you can see it 1.1 seconds up already. It's actually a good sign, because that means something went wrong in sector 1. Should mean that he's got plenty of improvement throughout the lap. So, is that his teammate, I think, getting nicely out of the way for him? I think that was Hunty. So, if I was looking at who that other car was, I didn't actually see a second sector time, but I'm sure he'll still be improving. Nicely done through the final corner. Big improvement coming from Ollie here. And it's a 1:18.7, which puts him P7. A very nice lap indeed. So, who's this? This Atkins, I think, on a hot lap. A little lock up there. Oh, he's invalidated out of that. That seems very harsh. He didn't seem to go very wide to me. I don't see alignment of wheels sometimes. I think maybe is the way he's sort of gone in and out of the corner made the... Well, it must have been the right rear that crossed the line, because the right front never. So the right rear must have crossed the line as well. So... Alright. Let's go to Blanche. He's still not getting a proper lap in, is he? So, who's the... Right, this is Greza crossing the line to start a lap. So at the moment, Greza's pretty much the only one looking like he's challenging Adukan. Sounds about right, Big D, yeah. Yeah, first you have to finish, Handsome. First you have to finish. Said a great man. No, not Michael Schumacher. It was me. I just said it. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. Anyway, Kretz's a couple of attempts up. Through sector 2. So... Good evening, Struden, new right-hander. Oh, yellow flags. And that is a Ferrari. So that's Blanche. He's way off track, so shouldn't have affected Greza. He heads to the line and goes fastest. What a lap from Greza. 1:17.889. Superb. Can Adukan respond, as Robbo unfortunately has crashed? So Blanche crashed and is out. Robbo has crashed, he's out. Can this man take back pole? Oh, goodness me. So 1:17.717. Nick's pole back off Greza. What a lap. Superb. So, who's out there? Who's improving? Hunty's close. He's quite early in his lap. Spreader was slightly down. The Spreader did tell me that this is not a favourite track of his, let's put it that way. That's not the exact word to use, but it's not one he enjoys. But into the low 18s, 1:18.1, which is at the moment good enough for P3. Oh, I think Huntsy's had to back out. He did manage to. Well, he was actually improving slightly through sector 2, but has had to back out. Is anyone still going though? Dukan, Big D, Dark Mark. Is he heading for the line? He is. And improves. Just over 1.5 attempts. He goes ahead of Big D. Takes P5. Good improvement at the end. Big D also goes to the line, but we knew he wasn't improving. And that is it then for Q3. So a superb lap from Adulkan. Hits pole position. Greza, unlucky Greza. Nice challenge though, man. Very nice challenge. Put him under a bit of pressure at the end there. But the man thrived. So Adulkan takes a pole position. Greza P2. Spreader P3, our championship leader by some way. Hunty then P4. Dark Marks 5. Big D 6. Ollie Champ in P7. Fine quality from Ollie. There you go. I didn't even mean to do it. It's amazing, isn't it? Atkins P8. Robbo P9. Boulange. Not getting a time on the board. I had lots of attempts, but I don't know. It just happens like that sometimes, Boulange. Don't worry about it. I'm sure you'll be good in the race. Incidents, just in case. But there they are. For the stewards if needed. Reminder to any drivers listening, remember we do take a break, so please don't ready up, leave that for an admin to do, and we will take a 5-minute break. They usually tell you in the chat what time we're going to go, so keep an eye on that. That's the chat in the Discord. There we have it. Ollie, I'll take that at a slightly higher fuel load as I put it in. I'd put in a dodgy lap, so I wanted to make sure you... Yeah, exactly. So I went a bit higher on fuel. I was hoping for an 18.5 now. That was still a good lap though, Ollie. I think you did well there, man. And Ollie, if you didn't hear, I wanted to chat to you after the race, alright? So I'll DM you after the race. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to take my break as well, because... Driver's just been out here for an hour. I've been out for an hour, so I'm just going to rest my larynx, ready for the race, and be back in a moment. Right, I'm back. He's back. Thank you to all of you that joined so far. We should be heading on to the race very soon. Taz appears to be saying, can someone invite him again? Are you back in, Taz? Oh, love's gonna get you down. I don't know, I've suddenly got Mika coming to my head. Greza says he feels like he's been on the chase. Bloody questions. Oops. He's going to tell me off for that. Oh, countdown. Excellent. So we can get moving. Yeah, so Taz, if you're listening, I think you get control after the formation lap. If you get it beforehand, then you must have it now, so you would know that. But no, I believe you get control after the formation lap. I was just a bit of a git because it stopped you doing your fuel and stuff like that, but at least you get control of your car and can race. So, in a way, let's get moving. So, what was I trying to do? Tyres is what I was trying to do. So, sea of yellow. There are a couple of drivers that have gone hards first. So, Fatal and FGE, or Handsome as I'm going to call him. So, apparently WAMHM, for anybody else that doesn't know, stands for World's Most Handsome Man. So, I'm just going to call him Handsome. So, Handsome's in 17th. Starts and he is starting on hards, so him and Fatal. I think a large reason why you see such a big field of yellow here is because pretty much if a safety car occurs, pretty much any time you can nip to the hards and make it to the end, so it kind of makes sense really. Obviously starting on the hards can pay off if you don't have the safety car earlier on, but it is. Remember, ultimately, it is a street track, so regardless, really, safety car risk is going to be there. Yes, Taz is asking the exact question I answered. So I can see Dre has answered that, so thank you, Dre. But yeah, Taz, you'll be able to take control of your car at the. It will give you control of the car at the start of the race, but. So, anyway, here we go. I best go on board with someone. So, Hunty, we are on board with from P4. Out go the lights. And Spreader looks like he's moving, but actually Greza looks like he's got the best start. Now we can move to the broadcast camera. So Grez up into P1. Aducan stays P2. But actually, Spreader looks like he might have a run. He's going to try and do it around the outside, which won't be easy. He's going to have the inside in the next corner. Is anyone going to back out? Surely Spreader will back out for the right-hander. Indeed he does. He still has a little bit of a wobble. Made Hunty come very close to him, and I think it's allowed Dark Mark to nip past Hunty. Indeed it has. So all sorts happening at the start, and a little battle between Aducan and Spreader there is given Greza the chance to open up a second already, as Hunty is coming back here at Dark Mark, but not quite in time. Oh, and we got an Alfa Romeo off, and it's spinning across the track. It was Big D. He qualified very well, but he spun out of the... I saw it in the background, so I don't think for a second there was any contact. It looked like just a spin off of the curb on the exit. But he went going back across track, but somehow has missed everyone. Reza off to this absolutely great start. He couldn't have dreamt of getting away better than this, to be quite honest. As Robbo into the pits. So we haven't seen anything bad happen, but Robbo's in. And presumably that's for a new wing. It is indeed. You can see the wing there. So nobody else is pitted. It's just Robbo. So I can only assume he's hit the back of another car, or he's hit a wall at some point, but we've not seen it. So at the moment, Chris is still stretching it out slightly. I'll leave you with these two a second, guys. I just need to take a second. I'll be back in a minute. Let the chaos begin, says Zero. Yes, Zero, I'm with you on that one. I do hate this track, really, when it comes to races. But, right, guys, I'm just going to leave you a moment. I'll be back shortly. Right, hey guys, I'm back. Right, what have I missed? Right, Grez is still leading, Aducan P2, Spreaders P3. Apologies if we missed any moves or anything of the like. Hansy's back into P4 then, Darkmark P5. Ollie's up to 6. Got Boulange. Need to get by him. Let's go on board with Boulange. Oh. Yeah, nicely done. That's it. See, why they've not stuck a DRS zone there? I don't know. makes sense to me. Here we're going to stick a gigantic long straight. Obviously it's AW Longe there in the overtake, but we're going to stick a big huge straight, but we're not going to stick a DRS zone on it. And that was a bit... No, I think that was a bit optimistic from Atkins there, really. But that's what it is. If he feels he was hard done by, of course he can put it into the stewards to have a look. But my opinion there was it's maybe a bit optimistic. Oh, Blanche! Oh my word! Let's hope he's okay. There's a big hit on the wall. And that is, as you would guess, it's going to be a safety car. Here is the safety car about to overtake him. There it is. So, safety car is out. Boulange loses a session. Not surprised. Well, at least he was still awake enough to leave the session. It's a big hit. It's out then. Is the Ferrari man. It's just the one Ferrari left. So, decision time. Do they risk that there may be another one? RIP. That was a big one, to say the least. I mean, for me, it's such a difficult choice because, yeah, really, you should pit. Let's be honest, you should pit and go to hards because you can get to the end. But are any of them going to do it? I don't think they are. I think they're going to stick with the mediums for now. And I suspect that the reason for that is because surely someone's going to do it, though. It wouldn't surprise me if a lot of them are thinking, well, I'll do what the guys ahead of me do. So they're all staying out now. I'm a little surprised. I thought at least a couple of people would pit there. Well, should make the safety car a bit shorter then, I suppose. I'm a little surprised not to see anyone pit in. I mean, if I was someone... Let's give an example on this. If I was maybe... Dawdy, Atkins... Even Dark Lord, I think I might have taken a gamble there, and Dre potentially as well. I know Dre's more a sort of attack-minded driver. He likes to go on the attack, so he's not likely to make a switch to hard tyres early. But yeah, so yeah, as I say, I'm a little bit surprised. I did expect to see some pitters. Taz picks up a 3-second penalty under safety car. Come on, Taz. Into the pits he comes. Looks like it's a switch to hard, so perhaps Taz going to give it a go. Big D, Robbo, FG already on hards, but in FG's case he has to stop still. He started on the hards. Robbo and Big D didn't. They switched previously. Robbo lap 1. He's the only one to pit lap 1. Big D then had to pit a little bit later on. And, so safety car should be in this lap. Just depends a bit on Taz. catching up. The barrier is glitching out, is it? The barrier is crazy. Who sat on this track? I hadn't noticed that before myself, I think. There's the confirmation. Safety car in this lap as Taz catches the back of the pack. So let's go maybe on board with Spreader. Oh, Taz has picked up a penalty for a collision with Big D. I don't want to switch because Spreader might have got a run then, but hasn't. So, oh, Aducan's gotten out of shape. He's not just going to lose out to Spreader. Hunsey goes through as well. I think he's going to recover it in time before Dark Mark gets through. But there you have it. Just a little bit of so the car just seemed to snake as he got on the power of it, didn't it? And Taz pits, I presume, then to get rid of the 5 seconds. So, bear in mind it is Australia, so we are still at very much, especially with 16 cars still on the grid, it's very much still high risk safety car, which is, I think, the reason why the medium runners didn't pit there, because they know that if they do and then another safety car comes out, then they're on the back foot, really. So I suppose really you've got to cover it off. You know it's a high risk track. So start Lord. Atkins looked like he might get a run on Ollie coming out the final corner. So no DRS yet. Looks like Ollie's defended that off. So there we go. Nice defence from Ollie. Keeps P6 for the moment. Obviously, if Atkins was to get another run like that after DRS is activated, he's going to have a better chance. But good defence on that occasion from Ollie. Just nipping down a little bit. This is the McLaren of Dark Lord looking to defend from Fatal, but it's not just Fatal. Look at Dre, he's got a real pace. Wow. So Dark Lord's going to lose 2 places. Is Dre going to get a move on Fatal here as well? He does, but Fatal is still there. Oh, there's a Haas round in the background. I think that's Robbo. Indeed it is. So I don't know if he caused himself any damage there. It's Greza Set's fastest lap. So, Fatal Defiance got back past Dre, and then Dre obviously looking to get that back. So let's have a quick look at the position changes a second. Yes, Dre's up 5. Well, Fatal's up 4 in his own right, so both having a very good race so far. Let's hope they keep that going. As Dre this time looks around the outside, and the lead up to the chicane. And Fatal gets DRS back. Willie, don't think he's going to get close enough under braking, so This time it looks like Dre's held it off. Let's just keep an eye on it because so you get another 2 DRSMs in quick succession. It looks like Dre's just edging away a bit. Remember, Fatal started on the hard tyres, so he is at a tyre disadvantage. Probably not a big one, disadvantage-wise, at this stage. Mediums have done quite a few laps now. It's a good battle to watch, but Dre has gotten away as Dark Lord. Oh, this is Dark Lord, Dodi Kaka, and Big D. Is Dodi going to get run back on a McLaren? I think he's going to. Yeah, so up the inside there goes Dodi Kaka. Go through together, there you have it. And Ollie and Atkins are swapping places, and it looks like Atkins has had a come out of that worse. He's round, Dark Mark's gone past him, and he's caught up onto the back of Ollie. So there's clearly been something between the two there. So please. And Atkins is straight into the pits, actually. So, yeah, whoever may have caused it, if anybody is upset by it, please just put his ticket in. Let the stewards deal with it. Just looking to see if Mark might be able to do anything about Ollie, but Ollie seems to be able to get away. We're not seeing much of the top guys at the moment in this race because the racing really has been through the midfield. So, to say that, I'm actually going to take the opportunity to come up to these guys. So as we know, Grezza's still leading, but handy little 1.7 second lead, but although it's handy, it does, you know, one little mistake and that disappears immediately, so Hunty has picked up a penalty in amongst this. We've got a couple of stops going on now. Dark Mark's in, Dodie's in. So it just seems they're in a bit of a train at the moment, these guys. So Adakan Stintz dropping the fourth. He stayed on the back of both Hunty and Spreader, but he's not able to get past as it stands. Could be interesting when we get to the pit stop time. You've got to say, look at Grezza on 78% energy, so he's maintaining that gap but not touching his energy at all. In then is Master Spread and Adukan. Ollie's come in, Dre's come in. They're probably reacting to sort of drivers themselves, and obviously going from medium to hard is quite difficult to get an undercut, but it's going to be important here for Spreader that he does. In terms of this race, of course, I mean in terms of the championship. just scoring points each week now is perfectly fine. It doesn't really matter where he finishes, unless he has a particular run of bad results. But we're leading the championship by 100 points. So it's all about where he comes out, isn't it? And I would think that Hunty is going to immediately react to this and hope that he's gotten some sort of overcut. Saz picks up 3 seconds. So into the pits are Greza and Hunty. They're both reacting. So let's just nip to Fatal Staying Out. Of course, started on the hard tires, so Fatal Defiance is going to take the lead of this race. And McD will go into P2. Where is Spreader? So that is Hunty. That is Hunty, and Spreader's... So the overcuts work for Hunty, but he's heating his tyres up. Spreader might be able to get this round the outside, as Hunty tries to get some grip into those hard tyres. Tiny little touch, but it's to be kind of be expected really at this stage. And so Spreader does get back into P2, but what about Adukan? He wants to see if he can get past Hunty. And looks like he's going to. He's up the inside in the Williams. So they head up to the chicane. He was catching onto the back of Spreader quickly. Needed to avoid the McLaren, but gets the move done. So in the end, they'd reached the point of the race where the undercut just about worked. So well done to them. I mean, ultimately, yes, Hunty's got a penalty, so ultimately, you know, he would have dropped down in a way as Adukan sets fastest lap. And Dre there. Gonna move on Ollie. Both of them had DRS. Ollie holds it off. How long for? Dre. And again, of course, they've both got DRS. On the outside at turn 3. We'll have the inside of turn 4 in. Makes the move. And I think that's good enough. I think he's got it done. So, and we know Dre's an attacking driver. He's aggressive, but most of the time he does leave plenty of room, and certainly did there, and that was a good move. And looks like it's Atkins having a little look at Ollie. They've been together a few times on track, these two. I think this time Atkins looks to me like he's got that done. Oh, Ollie's going to hit the back of it. Oh, and Atkins has ended up round Ollie. It's looked good as Ollie so far, but that is a little mistake this time. Just missed his braking or whatever. And he's just tapped the back of the Aston Martin and spun it round. So he's racing. These things do happen, and all you can do as a racing driver, whichever end you're on, whether you're the person that's hit the car in front or whether you're the person that's been spun, all you could do as a driver is just carry on. Just get on with it. Don't worry about what might have happened or what might come from stewards at the end. Just get on with it. So it's just, it's hard to know what to watch here. You've got Spreader He's obviously got a Dukin after him. Into the pits comes Fatal Defiance then. I was going to say, because Grez has caught the back of Fatal for the lead. The Big D's opted to stay out. So he is going to go even longer. Oh, will Fatal come out? How good has that long stint been from Fatal? Is he going to get to the corner ahead of these two? He is. And of course he's on mediums, so he should be able to heat them up. A lot quicker than they could on the hard tyres. So he obviously won't want to lose a place to them. He wants to keep them behind. Probably only take him half a lap to get the mediums up to temperature, but it's important for Fatal's race that he keeps these guys behind. And then he can take advantage of the extra grip that he'll have till the end of the race. And there you are. These sorts of little corners actually can help get tyre temperature up. Fast, flat out corners. They're not heavy corners at all. Don't really strain the tyres, but they do help with tyre temperatures. So, and it looks to me as if Fatal then is on his way. Haven't done that. Oh, Adukan has left the session. Where is he? What's happened? Adukan, I can't find you. Where are you? There you are. Says he's offline. Well, I sent him an invite. Oh, what a shame for Adukan. I don't know the reason why he's gone around. I don't know if he's had some sort of contact with someone that's caused that spin, but or whether it's actually a disconnect that's led to it. He's joined back. He's just got back. So his car should solidify any moment. Not there yet, but he's back in. So Greza cruising at the moment. Oh, my apologies. I've only just noticed the safety car. Okay, so full safety car now. As to why that safety car's come out, well, your answers on a postcard, please, because I ain't got a clue. But Grez is in, Big D's in. Spreader usually stays out in these situations, and stay out, he's going to. Alright, I'm thinking Huntsy's just stayed out again. Oh no, Huntsy's, yeah, of course, he's on fresh tyres, so he stayed out. Greza exits the pits in P3 on soft tyres. So Greza, leading the race, had to make a decision. And I wouldn't be too shocked if Master Spread was basically saying, well, whatever you do, Greza, I'm going to do the opposite and try and win this race. Oh, Wally! No, what's happened to Wally? Why is he retired in the pits? Ollie, why have you retired in the pits? Okay. Well, Ollie, retire in the pits, man. I hope you got some sort of... If you got damage or something that's made you retire, I hope you've taken some sort of screenshot of it. Throttle pedal. Just going on my rig. Oh dear. Okay, Ollie. Thank you. And morning, everyone, says Massey. Oh, sorry, no, you didn't. You said evening, everyone. Goodness me. Brake is fine, but getting no response from the pedal. Okay. No worries, man. These things happen. That's why you should have a £40 pad like me. Look, see, much easier. Evening, everyone, says Massey. Hello, Massey. Nice to see nice. And of course, it'd be much nicer to see you on track, sir. But for some reason, you seem to think work's more important than PRF1. But man with his priorities in the wrong order. Am I reading that right? Has Scumble gone on to 9-lap old hards? I think there may be a Ferrari back in at the end of this lap as well. Well, so Spreader leads. He's got Hunty as a bit of a blocker for him. Grez is obviously going to be on a charge when the restart happens. Adukan, just take a look, he is back solid. So, at least we're back to a spin then. He's not spun and then rage quit, has he? Because he's back with us, so I can only assume. And it is just a guess here, but I'm kind of guessing that it was a disconnect, a desync or whatever. And that the AI spun it in that sort of little interim moment, if you know what I mean. Anybody that's added anything can know what I mean. So, Goomba not rushing to catch up, and I suspect that's because he's about to go back into the pits. Surely he's going to pit. No, he's just going to carry on 9-lap old hards. Alright then. Fair enough, Goomba. He should have loads of softs left as well. Not sure what that's all about. Well, it is what it is then. In terms of penalties, there has been a few coming up, so Hunty 3 seconds, Big D 3 seconds, Dawdy with 3, Atkins has got 8. Surely Atkins then should have pitted. At least get rid of the 5. And 6 for Taz. Remember though, 15 drivers left. So 15 drivers remaining. So everybody who finishes now will score points. Or point in the case of 15th place. Safety car in this lap. So just a reminder, Hunty has the 3-second penalty. But the front 2 guys have opted to remain on the hard tyre and stick with the original strategy. Well, what do you think, guys? Will Greza get this done? I don't think soft tyres with massive are a massive fan of this track, but yeah, Zero. I think this may be a bit harder for Greza than some might think it would be. So away we go. So just having a look back. Dark mark. Close enough. We'll obviously have a little bit of an advantage right at the start of this. So you'll obviously get them up to temperature a lot quicker. And there are position changes going on in the field. So a bit of a drag race goes on down to turn 3. And it looks like Dawdy's had a spin of some sort. It's back going, and I can't see any damage on the car, so hopefully he can just get going again. Back to Greza. I mean, Greza's an old hand at this, so he knows that really to win this race, he may have got a warning for that corner then. Don't know. He will know that getting past Hunty as quick as possible is so important for him. Got a set to 3 yellow, and that's it's one Trialis, it's FGA, so it's Handsome. Handsome's had a spin, and set to 3. Don't seem to be getting going. Oh, he is. He is up and running again. He's lost his wings, so into the pits he will come. Hopefully to put a fresh set of softs on. And it's caused a virtual safety car. So, still all remains the same at the moment. Reza, for whatever reason, has fallen quite far back. Depends on his delta. Oh, it's not. It's a full safety car again. It is a full safety car. So, sorry, I couldn't see the safety car in amongst the back end of the order. So, well. Well, the problem here, Massey, is that everybody's too grouped together, so anybody who pits goes down to the back of the field, and so surely nobody wants to give up too many positions at this point. I don't think anything changes. I think everybody stays out as they are. I can't see. The only one for me, surely Dordi Kaka pits, because he's got a gap in a way to FGE. So you may as well get off those hards. But other than that, I don't think anybody pits. I can't see how they can. Potentially Goomba as well. That'd be the only other one to me. But Atkins is in. Robbo's in. Dordy's in. So Dordy is pitting. I'm not sure why Robbo's come in. You've got to assume that this safety car will definitely go another lap after this one. So lap 26. So at best, I think. Oh, good luck with that Ollie replacer. I wouldn't know where to start, mate. Yeah, I agree, Massey. I think he's got to. Yeah, it's good to. Concentrate on your race, buddy. Don't type in here. You think that's screwed spreading Hunty, Zero? I don't. I think it's the other way around. I think it's helped them. Just going to take more life out of the softs before they get a chance to race again, and yeah, for me it's helped them. Yeah, Ollie, yeah. Good luck, man. If you know how to do that sort of thing, that's great for you. I wouldn't know where to start. So as I said, the next lap will be under safety car, so lap 26. It means we're going to come in. Resume race on lap 27. So 3 laps, that means... Yeah, there'll be a little bit of DRS on the final lap. I suppose predominantly the main chance on the final lap is going to be that bit after the chicane. Oh yeah, just noticed the amount of laps left. Well, Express, yeah, it is. Especially, particularly with Hunty with a penalty, because There was the risk that Hunty could get past, but I don't know. Spreader, if you watch this back, I'm so sorry for saying this, but you do seem to get some luck, my friends. He does. Yeah, well, I suppose you take your luck. You create your own luck, don't you? That's what it is. Creates his own safety car in this lap, so we will get 3 racing laps in. And hopefully they'll be good for a good 3 laps. I do let's hope it's a clean end to the race. It has predominantly been a clean race so far. There's been the odd little thing. There might have been 1 or 2 things that I haven't seen on stream, but all in all, in the most part, it has been very good. As Spreader gets on his way, nobody seems to have particularly reacted. Big D was probably the closest, but there we have it. Oh, Grezza got a little run here on Hunty. He's gonna launch down the outside, but there's a lot. Oh, he's gonna get this done. Oh, there was a yellow flag in sector 1 there. There's another yellow flag in sector 1. It is on the part of the track before where we. Oh, Hunty! Oh, Hunty's had a spin on the right-hander. Dark Lord is out of the race, and the McLaren in sector 1, so that's where one of the yellow flags was coming from. We won't get a safety car, it's too late in the race, so no chance of a safety car. But it does mean that Grez is on the back of Spreader, and it's going to give us a bit of a finale to this race. And I'll give him a shout out tonight. Look at Fatal up in P4. What a race he's had. Touch wood when I say that, because I don't want someone to go wrong, but yeah, fair play to him. Taz up in 6th as well, doing well, and Dre as well has done very well. But, wait, this is the battle to end all battles. This is the battle to win the Australian Grand Prix. Let's see. Ooh, looks like Big D and Hunty may have come together there. Yeah, I didn't want to say, I wasn't sure whether it was that or whether he lost it on the curb, Marcy. Yeah, Ollie, you're right. Faisal did a great first stint, and he nipped out on the pits. I think actually just ahead of yourself when he came out the pits. You were in a battle, I think, with Atkins, and he nipped out just ahead of both of you. Managed to get the mediums up to temperature just about quick enough before you could get past. And I think he was in P7, which was already a great result. So now you find himself in P4. Looks like Dre is just nipped past him, but still. There's some penalties in that order, though. So actually, Dre penalty free, so ultimately he would have gained that place in a way. But anyway, let's get back to our leaders, because this is the lap. DRS is enabled. I think Grezza got a little bit closer to the back of Spreader than he realised he was going to there on the home straight, and then that gap's going to close all day, never ever alongside there. Grezza said Spreader is always going to close that gap, but you've got to feel that the big opportunity on this lap, and I'm sure Grezza will know it, is going to be, well, it's going to be down this straight. But if he doesn't get a chance here, he can always just hold off and look for the DRS. on the next straight, but yeah, it actually sounds like he has to lift a little bit there to stop himself going into the back of Spreader. But here's the DRS zone. He has to go to the outside. Spreader will protect the inside. Still there, still side by side, still fighting. Spreader, Grezza will now have the inside. Spreader will get the inside of the final corner, but he doesn't get the grip out the corner, and we lose Atkins on the final lap. And I can't move to that, but a fantastic battle to the line. And Grezza wins in Australia ahead of Master Spread P2, Dark Mark P3 to fill the podium. Well done, Dark Mark. Great result. Fatal P4. Oh, Dre dropped down. So Fatal takes P4, and I think my driver of the day as well. Gumba P5, Adukian P6 in the end, Taz 7th, Robbo P8, FGE on his debut 9th, Daldy 10th, Hunty in the end P11 is what could have been for Hunty, Dre P12, Big D P13. There may be a couple of classifieds, so just to make sure of it, but it would do it as the game gives driver of the day to Goomba, but my commentator's driver of the day is going to Fatal Defiance tonight after a superb first stint, and timed the pit stop to perfection and has ended up with a P4, so with a big shout out to Dark Mark as well in P3 on the podium tonight. So well done to him. Obviously get these boys in for an interview in just a moment, but I just want to confirm the classified results. So well, my battery has just died on my phone, so if anybody makes any comments in the chat, I do apologise, but my battery has just died on my phone, so I can't see them now. So then, here we go. So, yeah, Dre was P12, Big D P13, Atkins and Dart Lord do get classified as P14 and 15. Fastest lap goes to Big D, 120.223. There's a nice little accolade for you, Big D. Actually took fastest lap by a mile, absolute mile. Anyway, let's get, well, two usual suspects in, I suppose. Dark Mark's not that. Dark Mark himself does get on the podium on a quite a regular basis as well, so... Hello, Grezza. Just wait for the others. There's Dark Mark. There's Spreader. Come on, Spreader. Okay, guys. Well, you're both fellow comms people, so you know to include your audio for me. Spreader as well.
Ooh,
excellent. Here he is.
Spread found his door. He's starting to join now.
Yeah. Okay, Spreader, include your audio, mate. And
yeah, hold on, mate.
Oh, there we go. So we'll come to you two in a minute. All right, you two keep quiet. We'll speak to Dark Mark first. So, Mr. Dark Mark, superb result, mate. P3. Came from nowhere, to be honest. You had quite. Well, it seemed to me like you had quite a race. Was it that way from your side of things?
Well, first of all, hello. I'm Dark Mark. Spent the whole race in P5, and just inherited P3 when Hunty and Big D, I think it was, just decided to make love to each other in the grass. So then I was under a lot of pressure from Fatal and from a teammate as well. And yeah, I thought my teammate was going to get me at the end, but yeah, he ended up losing it, which guaranteed me the P3. But the rest of that race was just trying to keep people behind me. I didn't have the pace, the straight line speed to keep up with the guys in front because of my setup. It was more based towards the corners and getting the exit on the corners. which helped me quite a bit trying to stay in front of people. But as you say, it was quite a quiet race, but I did not expect to get a P3, so I'm going to take it.
Yeah, definitely. So you should. Ultimately, that setup has worked for you. Maybe didn't allow you to attack too much, but it's kept others behind. So yeah, P3, you deserve it. Um, are you with us every week now, don't Mark?
Yeah, I am a full-time driver. Yeah.
You are. Okay. Excellent news. So, yeah, okay. Well, congratulations. I will say, by the way, that Driver of the Day today's gone to Fatal.
Definitely
Fully
It's
deserved.
a
deserved, to be
superb
fair.
race.
Fully deserved.
Yeah.
You had me on my fucking
Great
toes
for a
at the
stint
end.
on the hards. Yeah. Right. Who was P2? Oh yeah, Spreader. So we come to Spreader. So congratulations, mate, on P2.
Yeah, come on, rub it in a bit
Could
more.
have been P1. Yeah, I am. I haven't finished yet. So, well, yeah. So, congratulations on P2. Great result, mate. How was it from your point of view?
It's a great race at the beginning of the can, and because of a point of view, I managed just to stick with Adacan, so that would go pulls along. And then the safety car bumps us up, and I had Henry over my ass, Hunty on my ass for a while, and Adacan as well. And Adacan got pulled a great move on me, so fair play to him for that. And yeah, then he binned it. So we managed to get through there, and then I think Henry got through at one point, but we managed to get him back then. We swapped when we did the pit stops, and then the last safety car brought us together. Put Henry behind me, Graham on fresh softs, which I was asking Graham every lap, like, what percentage are they on lapping me? I'm thinking they're going to die, they're going to die, and they just didn't die enough, unfortunately. But no, it was a great battle at the end. Very, very unlucky.
It was. I mean, you obviously took the decision to stay out. I called that straight. To be honest, I was like, yeah, if anybody stays out, Spreader will, and then just go back past the pitch you went. And I thought you made the right decision. I thought you were going to win the race because I thought it was. I wasn't the only one because people in chat said as well that they thought it was too early to go to the softs because it's quite a heavy track on them. So, I think you made the right decision. I don't know. I don't know if the second safety car helped you or hindered you.
Oh no,
to be honest.
it definitely cost me more problems than what it was worth. Because maybe Graham would have got me on the sauce, and maybe he did. I don't think he'd have got more than a second away from me. And what were they on at the end then, Graham? 34.
I didn't check on the last lap, mate. I was
Yeah, I bet you
preoccupied.
They must have been around. So I reckon they were anywhere between 30 and 5% me on that last lap. So another 1 or 2 laps on them, and his pace would have been out the window, and it'd have been over to me. But
That's it. So those race laps behind Big D as well, not Big D, sorry, Hunty, could have hurt. Whereas obviously behind safety car didn't hurt so much. So, yeah. Anyway, we come on to Greza. You did get it in the end, mate, and actually you did boss the race really. Took the lead at the start with a really good launch. Spreader did get a really good launch as well, but he got boxed off and couldn't go anywhere. But yeah, you took the lead at the start, and actually you built a lead very quickly, and then you held it. Around 1.7, 1.8 seconds, something like that, and you were just holding it lap after lap. Obviously, then you have the safety car, and you get the decision being first. Do I? Don't I? You obviously opted to do, and I assume Spreader was probably going to do the opposite to whatever you did in a way. Yeah, from your point of view, I think you bossed the race very well. To be honest,
Yeah,
great pace.
after we got a great launch, I was sort of just managing the ERS at about a 1.7 gap. Pretty steady, pretty handy, and then because that safety car, it's as you say, be first. It's like what's everyone else going to do? And what pushed me was Big D was on hards, and I knew he'd be on mediums at the end, so I thought, oh, why not? So I gave it a go, and it was probably the right decision to stay out. That gave me a lot more stress than it probably needed, but it made for a really good last lap and last couple of laps. As you said, I don't think if the second safety car come out, I don't know if they'd have blasted. They might have, I don't know. Yeah, that side by side spread at the end was insane.
It was, yeah, it was a great little. You've given us a really great end to that race. Unfortunately, we lost some other drivers while you guys were doing that, but yeah, we stayed with you and we watched it, and it's really, really good, close, clean racing. So, If anybody out there is looking at getting into it, that's the sort of thing you got to watch.
Yeah, watch the last lap.
To be able to do. Yeah,
A
definitely.
little bit of contact. I think we bumped wheels just on the exit of one corner.
Yeah, it pushed me over the
Yeah.
curb, right, and it gave me an
I
illegal
didn't
on you.
need to
But
do
then
that.
you outbraked me and went past me anyway before I had a chance to do anything. So it
Alright,
sort
well, yeah,
of
it's all good.
stopped the illegal. So yeah, but I outbraked you and got you back.
Yeah, no,
Fair
I
enough.
think, yeah, I bumped on that turn. I just bumped over the curb, so I run a bit wider than I'd have liked to. But I think there was a bit of room between us anyway, so it was just better safe, wasn't it?
Just about.
Yeah.
Harsh but fair.
All in all, actually, I've got to say that all in all, as far as the Australian race tends to go in this game, I thought that was a pretty good one. Obviously, a couple of safety cars towards the end, but all in all, actually, most of the racing was really good throughout. So there was a couple of little bumps here and there. I'd be surprised if you get many tickets on that. I think it was a good race. So
Yeah.
I hope the people out there watching enjoyed it as well. Just a word on him. He certainly looks like he's got some pace in him.
Yeah, we know
He's
him well
quick.
from V3. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
He's been pushing
he's
Spread
like
for that title all season.
championship rival in V3F1. I think he's 36, 38 points behind me with 2 races left. So it's all to play for there as well.
I want to say welcome
Yeah.
back to Dartmouth as
So-
well. I've not seen you up here for a while. So
Yeah.
nice.
And Gumber and Vettel,
I
I've got to get a
Yeah,
shout
I'll
out.
tell you what, my brother was kicking himself because obviously he was like half that behind, like me last week. And managed to pull a P5 out of his ass from somewhere.
You did,
Yeah,
didn't you?
because he was back with Grittas at one point
Yeah.
in the safety car, and next thing I looked at standings and they were, so yeah, them two deserve a shout out. They must
Yeah,
have drove pretty well in the last couple of laps that picked their way through though.
Definitely.
Yeah, without doubt, yeah. And in terms of new guys that joins, all good. I think they all drove very well. So, Shane Frawley had a problem with his one of his pedals, his accelerator, I think. So yeah, ended up having to drive into the pits and retire.
He
Just wasn't working.
enough.
yeah,
So
he had an issue with his brakes, didn't he? I don't know, he was coming down the straight with me and it just whizzed him out of the game. I'm like, oh god, I backed out of that move because I was going to go around the outside and into that corner. And if I had done it, it would have absolutely sent me into, I don't know, I'd probably be somewhere
Somewhere else.
Coral Reef,
Somewhere else.
like a barrier reef.
Okay, well, guys, out there to all of you that watched, thanks very much to all of you that watched live and
Shut up,
everybody who
Mark.
watches back at a later point. We really